Hello and welcome back to another Football Commentaries live stream. Today we're back for the second one of the week, and it is Aston Villa versus Manchester United. The Bournemouth-Tottenham game had 12 minutes added on, so that is just on at the minute. I know I started the stream a little earlier than 8, but I thought, while this Bournemouth-Tottenham game's on, I might as well just have a little bit of a watch along to it. They've played 90, coming up to 99 minutes, 12 added on, another injury for the Bournemouth goalkeeper. 0-0, but mad game. Just gonna get the stream out as well. That in this game, there's nothing quite happening yet in the Tottenham Aston Villa one. Bournemouth Tottenham. Sorry. Seemed like I'm not sure what happened with the injury. Let's get the stream out. There we go. Done. Tottenham game has restarted. Bournemouth obviously really need the points. Because this is obviously has a big push on the result in this game, the United game. If I just get the table up, because Aston Villa are 18th on 27 points. The Everton-Southampton game also finished 1-1, but yeah, Bournemouth, if they get a point, they go. So Aston Villa would go to 19th, and Bournemouth would go to 18th on 28 points. Aston Villa are on 27, so if Bournemouth would get a point from here, take away a late winner from Tottenham as they are on the attack. Oh no, it could be heartbreak. Moore has gone down. Son spins cleared. Could have big effects, this result, on the Villa game, because obviously Aston Villa, and I'm presuming their management team will look and will show the players this result and go, look, we are now 19th, a point behind. We need to win or get something from this game, because Aston Villa don't have a great record against Manchester United. They've only beat them once since 1999. So yeah, they could do with a win if Bournemouth nick a point here at home to Tottenham. Obviously, there's more VAR controversy with it. As I saw a decision, apparently Kane was pushed in the box and nothing was given. I saw that, but I'm not too sure. The stream's okay, nice. Be interesting if Tottenham can get a winner. They have played the 12 minutes, but I'm not sure how long is going to be added on, because there's a few more injuries within the injury time. So this could go either way. The play still continuing. It's all Tottenham, and this will obviously be a massive chance missed for Tottenham to gain some points after their win against Everton. Be a big missed opportunity. I feel like their race for Europe is over already, personally. I just don't think they have the thing for the 10th now, and they'll stay 10th with this point. I think they've got it, yeah. Full time 0-0, so Tottenham stay. Actually, they go 9th on goal difference, but joint points with Burnley, who will go down to 10th. They're still up for Europe. I'm not saying they're not, but a 3-point sale would have been huge for them. But at the end of the day, they haven't got it, so But apparently Tottenham should, or were debating if they should have had a penalty. VAR checked it and they didn't give it. But although I think Bournemouth, I didn't watch the game, I was just busy. I don't think. I think Bournemouth players should be happy with that result. A point against a team who should be racing for top six. I think they've got a good result there, 0-0. Obviously, the main focus for this stream will be Manchester United visiting Villa Park and Aston Villa, seeing if they can get the points they need. But that will be in 14 minutes' time, the kickoff for that. If you haven't already checked out the Football Manager series I'm doing, please do. New episode out tomorrow, and then hopefully, I'll mention this in the stream again at some point, but Sunday I might be doing a special upload because usually I upload my new schedule now is like Tuesday, Thursday commentaries, all being well. I know in 2 weeks' time it's going to be a Tuesday, Wednesday, but you know what I mean, like midweek it's going to be the commentaries, and then Monday a Football Manager and a Friday Football Manager episode, and then Sunday, because the Champions League draw for the Champions League and Europa League, I'm going to mainly focus on the Champions League for that. The quarterfinal and the semi-final draw is tomorrow. On Sunday I'm going to try and post a video kind of giving my thoughts on it. I've got the thumbnail already, you know that, so I just need to get around to record it. I don't know when that'll be uploaded. I'm going to try and push for Sunday, but like I said, we'll just have to see. But yeah, 13 minutes away. I'll go through the lineups in a few minutes, and then I'll obviously do it again closer to kick-off. But in terms of the players involved, on my predicted lineups I had to do for my notes, I got everyone right, so I was buzzing. The only person I didn't get right in the starting 11 was the striker for Aston Villa, putting Keane and Davis, but he's not starting today. He's getting dropped, and Mabuana Samata is starting. So that's one little hint for the starting 11 if you already don't know. Just gonna have a drink. It's a big point for Bournemouth. So Aston Villa are 19th by a point. So just adds extra emphasis onto this game, I think, to be honest. It just shows a point could be the difference in staying up and going down. So if you put it into perspective of that, like even a point could be, like the difference, like I've said. So for Bournemouth, they may be frustrated they didn't get 3 points, but at the end of the day, you've got to look at the side of, well, it's a point gain, not really 2 points dropped in their case, because any points they can get are a massive bonus. So it would be interesting to see what happens in the relegation. And obviously on the other end, this is a big difference for European places as well. So just big game for both ends of the table tonight. Aston Villa do play West Ham on the last day of the season, so that could be a relegation-like battle to see if they can stay up. If we look at Bournemouth as well, they have quite a tough games. Leicester at home, City away, Southampton at home, Everton away. That is not looking good for Bournemouth. That's why I'm saying that every point does count at this stage of the season, because the fixtures, when you actually look at them, a lot of them you just won't favour the struggling team. So they've got to find a way. When it hits 5 past, I'll go through the lineups. So that's now. As it turns 5 past, I'll go through the lineups very quickly. So we've got Pepe Reina in goal for Aston Villa, 37 years of age, and still playing. Ezri Konsa is at right back, usually a centre back, but he's been converted to a right back for the last few games of this season. Courtney Hawes, plays alongside Tyrone Mings. Obviously, picked up his debut for England in October. Obviously, it was during the racist incident. I can't remember where it was. My mind's gone blank. But yeah, he made his debut then, and you can say thoroughly deserved, because even though he's been in a relegation for an Aston Villa side, he has defended and played quite well when he's had to. But I feel like the quality up front hasn't helped their case, because they're defending as much as they can, but you can only defend so much until you can see goals, and you've got to rely on your front men to to try and score at least a few goals to try and counter that defending of doing well. But we have Neil Taylor as well at left back for Aston Villa. And then they've got a midfield three, and I'm going to have a look at how they've done this. But I'm pretty sure it is Grealish playing in the centre of midfield and not out wide. He played there for a few games this season. Grealish is through the middle. So I've got a midfield three of John McGinn, obviously back from injury, missed 10 games with his injury. Games 19 to 29, so missed a big mid chunks of mid season, which is some of the most crucial times because that's where you can just pick up points here and there if anyone slips up. And then Douglas Luiz, obviously former City player, never played for City, struggled to get his work permit, and when he did, he just moved to Aston Villa. And then obviously Jack Grealish, the captain as well, plays in the midfield for Aston Villa. Then they've got a front three of Anwar El Ghazi, not scored since City's 6-1 thrashing of Villa at Villa Park, and he has Trezeguet on the left hand side for him, also winger, quick, bit of flair to him. And obviously, like I said before, Ebwana Zamata plays up front for Aston Villa. Sorry about that. And then their bench is Nyland, Gilbert, El Mohammadi, Nakamba, Lansbury, Hurricane, Vasilev, Jota, and Keenan Davies makes up the bench. And then for United, it is David De Gea making his 399th Manchester United appearance, alongside Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the back with Lindelof, Maguire, Luke Shaw. This is all unchanged from their last game against Bournemouth as well, with Paul Pogba and Nemanja Matic playing as the two holding midfielders. Matic's contract was extended to 2023 on Monday of this week. And then obviously the main man himself, Bruno Fernandes, yet to lose a game in the United shirt. He plays in that centre attacking mid role, with Greenwood and Marcus Rashford making the two wide players. And obviously in form right now, Anthony Martial plays up front for United once again. And then their bench is Sergio Romero, Eric Bailly, Brandon Williams, Fred, Scott McTominay, Andres Pereira, Juan Mata, Daniel James, and Odion Ighalo as well. So they're the teams for tonight. Big game. I'm just going to quickly just go through these notifications on my phone. Just tell people, busy. But I'm hoping for a good game. Really, I think it will be. It should be, because we're really coming to the last few games of the season now. Points at everything for teams like Aston Villa. But we are just under 6 minutes till kick-off. Big relegation game, like I've said. Obviously a big game in the European places as well. If United can keep up their form and unbeaten streak, it's an unbeaten streak of 15 games, I'm pretty sure. I want to check that. Should have really researched that before the game, but no one needs to know. They're unbeaten in the last 20 away games, which is absolutely mental. I think it's actually 16 games unbeaten, actually, I think. 16 games, that's absolutely mental, that. Props to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for turning it around. Got to respect him on that. Let's have a look. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 games unbeaten. Unbelievable. Yeah, just 5 minutes away from kick-off now. Hopefully we get goals. That's what I want. I hope that's what we get as well. United in their away strip. Kind of like the goldish, kind of yellowy colour. Obviously, when you've got players like Rashford and Martial, smashing their best goal scoring record in the Premier League, both on 15. Martial's best is 11, and that was in the 15-16 season, his first season. And Rashford's topped his best goal scoring season in the Premier League, and from last year it was 10, and obviously he's on 15 now, so really making strides. Obviously, Leicester have played their game already, also as Chelsea. So United are only 4 behind Leicester and 5 behind Chelsea as well. So a win here would be absolutely huge for Manchester United in terms of finishing top 4. Who would have thought of that come December? They were really struggling to make things work. So the fact that they've spun this round completely and gone 16 unbeaten, really on the strides to get Champions League and maybe even Europa League. They could win that depending on their form. And they're still in the FA Cup as well. Got Chelsea in the semi-final, I think next weekend or the weekend after. Let me have a look on the calendar. Next week they've got their semi-final. I think it's on the 19th. It's 19th or the 18th. City v Arsenal's on the 18th. So unless it's on the same day. Let me have a look quickly. They've got 2 games in between that. They've got a game on Monday against Southampton and a game on Thursday against Palace away. And then on the 19th, Sunday, they play Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. So, big game. So, win. All the games around the bottom 5 for Aston Villa have played. So, a win wouldn't even get them out of the relegation zone at this point. A win would put them above Bournemouth and be 1 point away from relegation zone. So, the message will be a quite simple message by Dean Smith, the Aston Villa manager, and he's got to really be saying, just we can't lose. I know that's obviously easier said than done, but his message has got to be, we've just got to be tight, resolute, and just try and just frustrate this United team. Obviously, they scored quick goals against Brighton. I think within 25 minutes they were 2-0 up. Like Liverpool, they were 2-0 up against Brighton in 7 minutes yesterday. So a quick start for United will do them the world of good, relax them a lot as well. And I think for Aston Villa, if they do concede early, I think it would be, I wouldn't say it would be panic stations, but there'd be certainly a sense of doubt of getting any points from this game if they took if United took an early lead. So just have to see. We're 2 minutes away from kickoff. Pepe Reina obviously in goal for Aston Villa. I'll go through the lineups again now. Concert, Corny Hawes, Mings, Neil Taylor make up the back 4 of Aston Villa. See all from the UK, and then a midfield. They're going for a midfield 4 of El Ghazi, Louise McGinn, and Trezeguet. That's what Sky have said, and that's what Google said with Grealish kind of playing as like a behind the striker instead of part of the midfield. So if that's a tactic or a formation switch by Dean Smith, we'll just have to see. So they're apparently playing the 4-4-1-1, but again we'll just have to see when the game starts playing out. The only changes from their last game is Samatta playing up front, signed from Genk in the January transfer window. He replaces Keenan Davies. And then for Manchester United, 16 unbeaten, looking to make it 17. Haven't lost in the last 20 away games, and David De Gea's in net to try and keep that alive. Played every single minute of the Premier League season so far. A back 4 of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, and Luke Shaw, 3 Englishmen. 2 holding midfielders of Paul Pogba and Nemanja Matic as well. He plays alongside the Frenchman. And then that midfield 3 just above the 2 holding midfielders of Greenwood on the right, Bruno Fernandes through the middle, and Marcus Rashford on the left. Greenwood on the right. And then Martial up front, the main danger man recently. He's really shown why that 50 million they paid for him 5 years ago is starting to become a worthy transfer. And they're the 2 teams. We've hit quarter past, so the kickoff will be very, very soon. Let's get the timer ready. A new 3-year deal for Matic in the week. So I'm going to make sure my phone is not going to go off. There we go. So we're about to start the game. Every player on the pitch takes their knee again. Supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. I like how they're still doing that and they're not just stopping it after one game week. We have kicked off with Manchester United with Tony Marshall already losing the ball in his striker position, and from a United kickoff, Aston Villa already have the ball and we are underway for this game. Tyrone Mings sends it long towards Trezeguet. He takes chase, but Lindelof can see it out for a Manchester United goal kick. United have possession of the ball once again. We've got the timer going as well. David De Gea with the goal kick for Manchester United goes to his left to Lindelof. Finds Luke Shaw. Down the line to Marcus Rashford. Finds Matic. He goes over to Lindelof just on the edge of his own box. Aaron Wan-Bissaka goes forward towards Paul Pogba. Leaves it for Greenwood, who takes over. Matic. Pogba. Greenwood once again. Lindelof. So United have already took hold of possession, with Aston Villa kind of sitting back here. It is that 4-4-2 defensive formation that a lot of teams do go with when defending. So when they haven't got the ball, a lot of teams do change to a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3. City do it quite a lot. If you watch them play, they play 4-4-2 when defending a lot of the time, depending on obviously the shape they've gone with. We've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka having to force it back to David De Gea. First time clearance from the Spaniard. Cleared long towards Rashford. Mings can win the throw-in. Win the header, sorry. But his ball punted all the way towards Pogba, and it'll be laid back again to David De Gea. And Harry Maguire can bring it out for Manchester United and go over to his centre-back partner of Lindelof. He scored in the reverse fixture, Lindelof. Scored the third goal in the game. He's got the ball trying to go inside to Greenwood, and he finds Paul Pogba, who tries to set off Aaron Wan-Bissaka down the right. He's one-on-one with Taylor. He goes inside to Martial, lays off Greenwood inside the box on the right, plays it in. Good defending by Courtney Hawes. Martial couldn't get on the end of it, and it's out for a Manchester United throw. Good movement from Manchester United to get in behind the Aston Villa defence, but Courtney Hawes was on time to clear the ball away and to stop a goal or a chance for Manchester United. We've took the throw in, and it's Matic who's on it. Goes over to the left to Luke Shaw. Finds Rashford. Sees Bruno Fernandes in space. Back heels it towards Greenwood. Tries to strike first time. Pulled down. Nothing given, says the referee. Didn't seem like anything was really cynical about that or seemed a foul. So that's a good call from Jonathan Moss, the referee. Good back heel though from Bruno Fernandes straight away. He's really shown his skill, and I don't think there was anything in that from Douglas Luiz. Did catch his foot, but I'm not sure if that was meant, and I don't think it was a blatant error by the referee anyway. Has to be obviously, an error that can be overturned, and I don't think that was. So we have Luke Shaw with the throw as United win back the ball once again. Throws it long towards Martial, who comes deep for the ball. Lays it off to Matic. Paul from Matic loses it in the midfield to McGinn. Finds El Ghazi. El Ghazi finds some space on the left hand side on his left foot and drags a shot well wide of the post. Poor from El Ghazi. He was good thinking to have to try and get on that left hand side and try and cause some space and danger for United, but the shot was really poor, yards wide of the post. But El Ghazi's not scored, like I said before the kickoff, since that 6-1 thrashing that City gave Villa at this ground towards the New Year time. So he needs to get on the score sheet again. But Grealish has it on the right. The captain tries to find El Ghazi on the run. Good defending from Matic on this far left. Goes inside to Fernandes, who's inside the United box. Can bring it forward for the Red Devils. Fernandes, what a ball inside towards Greenwood, who's floated over to the centre of the pitch and makes a running behind for Rashford on the left. Rashford doesn't use him, goes to Fernandes. Lays it off to Nemanja Matic again. Inside the Villa half, we're going towards the final third. It's Greenwood who's stuck to this left. And it's Matic who has it. Tries to look for Fernandes in behind. Good tackle from Konsa. And he goes long towards Zamata. Won by Maguire, and United once again have the ball. It's Paul Pogba. Harry Maguire. Matic. Back towards Maguire again. Sorry, I'm just doing this. There we go. Offside given, I think, on Aston Villa, so United will have a free kick. So Ghazi was coming inwards again and played through Samatta, who's well onside. Samatta was one-on-one with Lindelof there. From my angle, it wasn't the greatest of angles, but he seemed quite onside there, Samatta. But United have the ball with Nemanja Matic. Over towards Lindelof. Drills it towards Bruno Fernandes, intercepted. Side to Pogba. Isaac Heskey up the Villa. Right, we've got an Aston Villa fan watching. Not the greatest of starts. You've been on the ball a little bit, but United do seem quite threatening when they come forward. With Luke Shaw, they have it here on the left. Goes to Marcus Rashford. Looking for his options. He's got Martial, who's dropped deep to the right of him. He uses him. Goes into Fernandes. Tries to complete a 1-2 with Martial, but his pass was a little too heavy. And Villa have the ball back in their own half. And it's El Ghazi on the right. Surrounded by 3 United players. He's able to win the throw-in in the end. Well played by El Ghazi. Was surrounded as well. If you are new, please subscribe as well. Try to hit 390 subscribers again. So that'd be fantastic. As Konsa will take the throw-in on this right-hand side. Looking for his options. He's got Grealish, Louise, El Ghazi, McGinn, who's pulled off. And he'll use McGinn. And hooks it around the corner, looking for Taylor on the left. And he'll go to Trezeguet. Inside the United half, Aston Villa attack. Has to force it back to McGinn. Goes for a switch. Looking for El Ghazi and he finds him. Konsa will look to overlap. Doesn't use him. Goes back towards Louise instead. Louise tries to dink it in. Towards Trezeguet. Had to be dealt with by Lindelof. And out for a corner for Aston Villa. Dangerous from Douglas Luiz. I was surprised he went for the ball because it didn't seem like there was a clear chance for Aston Villa to get in behind, but caused panic from Lindelof and forced it out for a corner for Aston Villa. And it's a great start for them. Can they score? They've got 6'5" Tyrone Ming, 6'3" Courtney Hawes, 6' Arizi Konsa. So they've got a height. Can they use it to their full ability? It is John McGinn. Crosses towards the near post, headed away by Bruno Fernandes to the edge to Douglas Luiz. Will he pull the trigger? He'll try and dink it back in towards Trezeguet. The flag is up on Trezeguet. It was a good ball from Douglas Luiz, but seemed to have just strayed offside Trezeguet. But nearly got in behind there, Aston Villa. But we do continue with Paul Pogba on the ball inside the United half. Goes back towards Lindelof. David De Gea. To Matic, bringing it out. Caught on the ball. No foul, says the referee. El Ghazi taken down by Bruno Fernandes. Much to his disagreement, the free kick's been given to Aston Villa. And Matic lost the ball and he lost it fairly. Good tackle by Samatta. And then, yeah, that was a foul as well by Bruno Fernandes. Just body checked Anwar El Ghazi. So it's a free kick for Aston Villa. Bruno Fernandes still... Just need to stop doing that. Bruno Fernandes still arguing with the referee. He's going to get nowhere doing that. The foul's been given. He's not going to really change his mind now. Obviously, Grealish heavily linked with Manchester United. He will not be on the free kick. It's Douglas Luiz and John McGinn on it. Luiz has 3 goals already this season. McGinn also has 3. David De Gea. Not been in the greatest of form as of late, despite winning. Will they dispatch this free kick on the right? From 25 yards out, shoots, blocked in the wall by Paul Pogba in the air. And they had to be headed away by Bruno Fernandes. Out for a throw-in right in that corner flag. As he was battling with Tyrone Mings to try and get that ball away. Good technique from Douglas Luiz. You could see where he was trying to place the free kick. But obviously when 6'3" Paul Pogba's in the wall, it's hard to get it over and back under against him. So... throw in for Aston Villa. It's Grealish. Laid off back to Konsa. Grealish again on the ball. Against Matic. He's tripped. And a free kick has been given. on this right hand side again. It's quite far out, but a good chance to get a cross in. If they get this right and get it in the right area. They could score from this. Grealish, I think, will be over this one now. John McGinn's with him again. But this is a great angle for a right-footed player to whip this ball in. If they can stay on side, the likes of Tyrone Mings and the others in the box, they could be a dangerous attack. It's in, it's flicked on. I think it's dealt with by Marcus Rashford in the end, as Zamata did swing for it towards the near post. I'm not sure what he'd give the referee. The ball was put in, onside, swung for it. I think it was Rashford who got there, but he may have given a free kick, the referee. It's going to be a goal kick, in fact. It came off Zamata, but as he swung for it, Rashford seemed to have felt... Oh no, it is a free kick. I thought it was. Free kick given. He seemed to have swung at it, Zamata, but caught Rashford on the way. David De Gea to take this free kick just inside the United box. Towards the left to Rashford. Flicks it on towards Anthony Martial. Will chase with that is Courtney Hawes, and Villa will have the throw deep inside their own half. With Conser to take the throw in on the right. Throws it to Louise, hooks it away first time, down the right, looking for Zamata. Maguire deals with it and heads it back to Lindelof, cleared first time, towards Tyrone Mings. He hooks it to John McGinn in the midfield, turns, tackled by Bruno Fernandes inside that midfield area, and Matic can break away with it. Goes to Rashford, inside the Villa half. Rashford looks for Greenwood on the right towards the corner flag. He does keep it in, and turns back and finds Bruno Fernandes, first time to Wan-Bissaka, laid back off to Greenwood. Fernandes. Greenwood on this right, inside the final third. Greenwood, over to Matic on the edge of the box. Will he strike it? No, he'll force it back out to Wan-Bissaka. Onside, says the linesman. Pogba puts it in towards Martial. It bounces up in the air and dealt with by Hawes. And it's cleared to Zamata. He can't hold it up correctly, but foul being given on Nemanja Matic. And Paul Pogba's seeming full attack that was going to take place has been halted due to that foul by Nemanja Matic. Oh, it's hit the hand of Mings when I said the ball bounced up in the box from the cross. It came off his foot and then bounced onto his hand. So I'm not sure if he can get penalised for that, but he did strike the hand of Tyrone Mings as he went to clear it. Nothing's been checked by VAR, so I'm presuming that they're okay with what's happened. Did touch his hand, but nothing given by VAR. Tyrone Mings will take the free kick. Towards the right, while Agazi will meet Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's the one who wins the header. Conser headed back towards the United goal, and it's Matic who deals with it this time. And he gets it to Pogba. Tries to get past John McGinn, pushed out to the ground, and it'll be a free kick to Manchester United. Nicely won by Paul Pogba, looking for his first league goal of the season yet, and first goal of the season. I don't think he scored one this season as of yet. Obviously missed a lot of the games injured, including the reverse fixture of this at Old Trafford in December. First ever appearance against Aston Villa tonight, Paul Pogba. Obviously the last time United played Villa in the league, other than this season, was in 2016 when they were last in the Premier League. And obviously Pogba was at Juventus at the time. As Lindelof has it at the back, goes to Greenwood, lays it back off to Lindelof inside the United half. Finds the captain Harry Maguire. Can he find the right ball to maybe break through this Aston Villa defence? Haven't really been tested as of yet. But that's a ball looking for Aaron Wan-Bissaka in behind, and it's perfectly weighed to his feet, but he's met with a big tackle from Neil Taylor, and he bounces back off Wan-Bissaka as he tackled him, and he wins the throw-in very nicely by Neil Taylor. Good ball from Maguire. It seemed to have been a little off target and not enough pace on it, but it seemed to be a perfect ball for Wan-Bissaka to run onto, but a big strong tackle won Aston Villa the throw. Neil Taylor to take the throw. Goes towards Trezeguet. Matic meets it, and Greenwood can bring it away. Nicely done by Pogba to find Rashford on the edge of the box. Goes inside looking towards Martial, dealt with by the Aston Villa defence, and McGinn has to try and clear if he can. Goes over John McGinn. The foul's been given. Nicely won. Good free kick won by McGinn. I think Aston Villa needed that free kick there. United were seeming to push up the pitch a little bit. Played for the foul there, John McGinn, but that's against the point. He still won the free kick in the end. So, well won by the Scotsman. 21 appearances for the Scotland national team, 7 goals alongside that. Despite him having a long-term injury, keeping out for 10 league games, he did feature in the reverse game, played all the 90 minutes. There's a Pepe Reina free kicks, cleared by Lindelof, helped on by Marcus Rashford, but Luiz can pick up the pieces in the midfield. On the halfway line, Douglas Luiz is forced back towards Courtney Hawes, turns Martial well and goes over to Mings. Drills a ball to the left-hand side towards Trezeguet. Finds Grealish, he's made that run down the line. He's met with Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof. What can he do against them? Jack Grealish, tackled by Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and he's won the throw-in there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well for Manchester United. Good defending from the young Englishman. No senior goal yet for Wan-Bissaka in his career. Bruno Fernandes tries to set off Martial. Intercepted by the Villa defence. Douglas Luiz has it, just on that halfway line once again. Chased by Bruno Fernandes, but releases it to McGinn, number 7. Back towards Douglas Luiz, inside to Trezeguet. Finds Zamata on the left, holds it up. He's got a run to his left, he's got Grealish inside, around 25 yards out, trying to create some space for him. Grealish finds Konsa. In that right back role, he's pushed up, he goes in the middle towards McGinn. Nice possession play here from Aston Villa. Trying to force their first chance of the game. Douglas Luiz forces it out wide left towards Neil Taylor. Can he get a cross in? He does. It's towards Zamata. Misses him. Headed away by Luke Shaw. Out for a throw in for Aston Villa on the left-hand side. Good little spell of chances there for Aston Villa. Not real chances, but the fact they had the ball was good enough. Grealish has it from the throw. Over towards Konsa, and he gets there. Konsa on the edge of the box, crosses it towards the back post. Well, Luiz heads it. Tries to head it back in towards the box, but it's deflected away by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And it'll be a corner to Aston Villa. Good ball from Konsa towards the back post. He was aiming for Samata, that pullback, or that headed pullback by Douglas Luiz, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka got his back onto it and was able to divert it for a corner. It'll be Grealish to take on the left-hand side. It'll be Idswigger. Grealish, 2 arms in the air. Crosses it in towards David De Gea, who can punch away. I think he was aiming for Tyrone Mings, but the header away, the punch away, by David De Gea was enough to divert the ball away from Tyrone Mings. As it's Konsa. On that ball again, he'll put another ball in towards that back post, which Grealish, who volleys it over the bar. Unmarked at the back post on his weak foot. Jack Grealish diverted it way over the bar, but a very good chance for Jack Grealish. Obviously, it was on his weak side. He probably had time to bring it down if he could and try and take on Wan-Bissaka in the box, but just on the edge on the left-hand side of the 6-yard box, balloons it wide. But good little spell there from Aston Villa, the last 4 minutes on the ball, creating a couple of minor chances, but that was quite a big one from Jack Grealish. Links with United, like I said before, but also scored in the reverse fixture as Ghazi has won the ball back for Villa from the United goal kick. They didn't show how he won it back, but he's got it back nonetheless, and they've forced a throw-in off Luke Shaw. El Ghazi will leave the throw-in for Konsa. 21st league appearance for Konsa, who has it and gets another cross in. It's a great ball towards the back post where Trezeguet misses it. I think Wan-Bissaka got a little flick on to put him off controlling it or maybe striking a volley, but Luiz gets it, clips it in towards Trezeguet again, out for a goal kick, but nice positive play from the Villa. Konsa with 3 great crosses within 3 minutes, I'd say. On that back post as well, so they're obviously seeing Wan-Bissaka as a little bit of a liability, maybe aerially, in the box. They try and play out from the back, and it's Wan-Bissaka who has it. Down the line towards Fernandes, tries to flick it in towards Pogba, but McGinn comes out of it on the edge of the box, finds El Ghazi, tries to complete a 1-2 with McGinn, but the deflection falls to Konsa. Tries to go down the line towards McGinn, but Maguire can clear nicely. Towards Rashford, he can keep it in, hooks it over his head and tries to force it back towards Bruno Fernandes, but Aston Villa wins the ball back as Rashford was pulled down, but no foul given, says the referee. Tyrone Mings has it. Captained Villa twice this season against Liverpool and Wolves earlier on towards the December period. Or the November period, sorry. As Pepe Reina clears it to the left towards Trezeguet. Chests it down nicely towards Neil Taylor, the Welshman. On the halfway line on the left. Enters the United half, takes on Wan-Bissaka, but his pass intercepted by Pogba, and it releases Greenwood, who can run out the midfield of Aston Villa, and he lays it off to Bruno Fernandes and dinks it to Martial. Chest down and down the line towards Greenwood. Too much on it for Greenwood to chase, and Mings lets it run out for a goal kick for Aston Villa. Obviously, Villa did play very well against Liverpool earlier on in the season at home. Obviously, 2 late goals for Liverpool snatched the 3 points away from them, but they'll look back at that result when they do play teams like United, Liverpool, Leicester City, Wolves, Sheffield United and Chelsea, and they'll go, look, we played really well in that game, let's try and take some of the positives from that into this, and they've got off to a positive start in this game with Mings winning the header. Goes towards Samatta, he heads it on as far as a throw-in for Manchester United. Matic does watch it out for the throw. Shaw quickly taken to Maguire. Plays it over to the Swedish international Victor Lindelof. Matic to Maguire. Marcus Rashford over to Luke Shaw just on the halfway line. Back towards Rashford again. Pogba. Matic. Over towards Maguire. Inside, nicely done to the left-hand side to Marcus Rashford. Runs at the defence. He's got Luke Shaw to his left. He won't use him. He'll cut inside on the edge of the box. Lays off Paul Pogba. Looking for his options. You find Bruno Fernandes. Dinks it in, looking for Martial. And Rashford can't get on it as well near the back post. And it's another goal kick for Aston Villa. You can see the thinking there from Bruno Fernandes. But in the end, seems to have not quite worked out. I think he's discussing with Martial the way he should be moving in the box. Not sure what's going on there. Obviously not happy with something. I hope Leicester make top 4. Well, at this point, I don't know about that. No matter what happens in this game, you will still be 4th, as United are 4 points behind you and 5 points behind Chelsea. So no matter what, Leicester will stay in the top 4 after this game. But as we go through the drinks breaks as well. But yeah, I think overall, you can't really predict who's going to be finishing in the top 4 other than obviously City and Liverpool. Other than that, I don't think you can really say who's going to be making it. We're just going to have the drinks break, or more like the tactics break. Not many pundits and commentators have liked the introduction of this drinks break, especially the first half one. They feel it's unneeded, and I agree. But you can see the next commentary on Tuesday. It is Tuesday, isn't it? I'm not going off my head, am I? Yeah, the 14th. Tuesday, another big game in the top 4 race and the relegation race for Norwich and Chelsea. I'm a Man City fan. Oh yeah, you don't want United top. Yeah, that makes sense. But then also you can also say that, does it matter if United don't make top 4, because 5th place could be enough for United if City's Champions League ban is held. So, it's going to be difficult, but Sheffield United and Chelsea play as well on Saturday, and Brighton versus Manchester City on the Saturday night. So, some good games on the Saturday. Make sure you're ready for tomorrow's episode of the Rising of Stockport County, my FM series. It's really getting good now. We're coming towards the end of the season. It's really getting exciting. So I would advise you to check that out after this stream, as Paul Pogba has it in the midfield and he's dispossessed by Trezeguet. He's got Samatta to his right. Trezeguet will take it on his own and curl it off the post. He had an option to his right of Samatta, decided to go on his own. I'm not sure if David De Gea got a touch on it, but Trezeguet should have done better with that. Paul Pogba caught in the midfield after the drinks break. The game had resumed. Good finish from Trezeguet just off the post, though. You could really see what he was trying to go with there. Disguised the curled finish as he looked like he was going to go for power. right off the face of the post and out for a goal kick. Wolves are also up there as well. But Wolves have really dropped off in recent games. They've got beat to Sheffield United as well yesterday in the 93rd minute. Because they are 6th, 3 points behind United. And United still got to play their game tonight. So Wolves, I think, are dropping off. But you never know. Times, games can change. And, Wolves could bounce back well. As De Gea has it from Maguire. Trying to play it from the back. Closed down by Zamata. Needs to release it. De Gea does so. Not very convincing. But he does find Greenwood, who can bring it down and get past Neil Taylor. Great skill from the 18-year-old. Greenwood, he's got Martial making a run off him. He uses him. He's in the box, has to shield off Courtney Hawes and goes back into Martial. Tries to find Pogba in the box, but it falls to Bruno Fernandes. He turns in the box. Taken down. Penalty given. It's Konsa who takes down the Portuguese. There's not many more complaints other than Konsa. Here comes the complaints from the Villa players. Seems to be soft. Obviously, VAR will check it, but Martial tried to play into Pogba. It deflected over towards Bruno Fernandes. Went for a roulette turn to try and get past Konsa, but he's ended up being caught. Well, to be fair, he falls on his ankle, and Bruno Fernandes theatrically falls to the ground, so I'm not sure about this one. A big decision for VAR. Bruno Fernandes went over on his, went on his ankle. So, I don't know what they'll give for this. I think he's just in the box as well, by the way, because it is right on the outside of the box. Fortunate for the ball to fall to Bruno Fernandes like that. From the replays, it does look like it's a foul, but it does seem like he trods on Konsa's ankle, but the penalty has been given. It'll be Bruno Fernandes to take for Manchester United. Steps up, sends Pepe Reina the wrong way, diverts it into the bottom left corner, and after a positive last 5-10 minutes for Aston Villa, they've thrown it away to Bruno Fernandes. 7th goal in 10 Premier League games for Bruno Fernandes. Obviously scored one from the spot as well against Spurs, but that was a fantastically placed penalty by Bruno Fernandes. And Aston Villa trail once more. It's a penalty for France in the World Cup final. Huh? What? Not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Yeah, it does bring him down in the box. Made the most of it, Bruno Fernandes. But at the end of the day, he was brought down and he's won the penalty, and we have kicked off once again. I have remembered the scoreboard. Shock. That never happens. But after a great start for Aston Villa and just hitting the post minutes ago, all their good work has been undone through a penalty, and Dean Smith and John Terry will obviously be really, really disappointed with the way that they've gave away the lead, give Manchester United their lead. Konsa's the one who gives it away. Aston Villa not won for a very, very long time. No win since the 21st of January against Watford in a 2-1 win, where Konsa did actually get the assist for the winning goal. As Rashford will be taking on Konsa here. Rashford's got it on the left, gets it past him and finds Luke Shaw on the overlap, crosses. Good block from Courtney Hawes. And here's a corner for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes will take. They keep looking at this penalty. Obviously, I can't hear the commentary. It is, I think, just in the box, but my word, there's not much in it. And for me, I'm still questioning if it's even a foul by Konsa. He put his foot in, but didn't trip him. What took down Bruno Fernandes was the fact that his foot fell onto the ankle of Konsa and it brought him down. I don't know about that one, but Bruno Fernandes does have this corner. We'll go short to Rashford. Back to Bruno Fernandes. To the edge of the box to Paul Pogba. Rashford again from that corner. Place goes to Martial in behind. Has to turn back towards Bruno Fernandes. He gets a cross in. Headed away by Tyrone Mings. Going as far as Lindelof, who lays it off to Wan-Bissaka on the right. Inside to Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka again. Can't find a man and he does lose the ball. Wan-Bissaka and Aston Villa can try and break as they send it along down the right towards Zamata. Matic has to deal with it and does so very nicely as he swings it round to Marcus Rashford on this left-hand side. It's Taylor who he has to take on, as the Aston Villa fullbacks have just switched, as I think they were taking the corner, obviously, and they've had to just push out the way they were, so it means Taylor's been forced on that right-hand side. Matic has it for United, wide to Luke Shaw. Rashford loses the ball to Luiz, nicely won back by the Brazilian, and sets off for John McGinn, and he'll run and tries to find a switch ball towards El Ghazi. Good thinking by John McGinn, but went behind El Ghazi and out for a throw-in for Manchester City. Too much of an adventurous ball for the Dutchman El Ghazi. But they keep looking at... I think they're looking at the fact that is it in the box, and I think it's on the white line. So I think that would presume it was a free kick, but I don't know about that one. VAR didn't really check it for very long as well. And in big games like this for Europe and for teams, certainty in the league, they're decisions you've got to be getting right, and the fact they're showing it so often, I think showing that there could be a little bit of doubt in that decision. As Pepe Reina has it for Aston Villa, rolls it out and finds Konsa at right back, as United did lose the ball there. Goes back to Courtney Hawes. Down the line looking for El Ghazi, but Luke Shaw gets there ahead of him. Poor clearance by United, and Grealish has it just inside the Villa half on the right. Goes inside to Konsa. McGinn. And will switch it very nicely to Taylor, who's back in that left back role. And can they bring it forward for Villa? Has Trezeguet forward and will use him. 1-on-1 with Wan-Bissaka. Trezeguet. He's got Taylor making an overlap, but he'll use Luiz instead in the middle and turns Bruno Fernandes. He needs to release it and finds Grealish brought down on the edge of the box. Nothing given, says the referee, but the ball does fall to El Ghazi on the right. Laid back to Konsa, gets a cross in, deflected away by Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes latches onto it, and there could be a break on for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, Martial, Greenwood bursting away. Fernandes have just had to slow the attack down and bring in Paul Pogba, and Villa players can flood back, but a great ball from Pogba looking in behind for Luke Shaw, can't quite keep it in. It was actually meant for Martial, but he couldn't take it under his control. In the end, it trickles away for a goal kick for Aston Villa, with John McGinn has just gone down here, and you'll need some medical treatment, the Scotsman. Like I said, he's already missed 10 league games this season due to an injury. You definitely won't want another one. 71st Villa appearance, should I say, for John McGinn. I'm not sure about that penalty, I'm really not sure. When you see it, you'll understand what I mean. Dean Smith shouting at someone, I don't know when he was shouting at him. I think he's shouting John McGinn, so I'm presuming John McGinn might have not tracked back or not followed a runner. I'm not sure what happened, but Dean Smith wasn't happy with someone there. But that penalty does not sit right with me. Firstly, it might not even be in the box, but the foul itself just seems not right to me. But McGinn's up on the sideline, so I'm presuming he'll be okay to carry on. Starting to run off whatever injury he picked up. I'm not sure what happened. It seemed like he was searching towards just below his knee. As we do restart with Pepe Reina's goal kick towards Konsa, but Matic wins it. Pogba over the top towards Rashford. Met by a Villa defender as McGinn's back on the pitch. And Reina sends it towards that left to Trezeguet. Wan-Bissaka clears only as far as a Villa man once again. Keep giving the ball away, Manchester United. As Grealish brings it forward. Plays a 1-2 with El Ghazi. Met by Maguire, good tackle, but back towards El Ghazi, and he takes on Luke Shaw. Can he force a crossing? Does so, headed away by Maguire. Good recovery from the captain towards McGinn. He loses possession to Martial, and Pogba can bring it away. Another counter-attack. Can they make this one work this time? Greenwood has the usual free ahead of him, and will use Martial. He's gone to the left. 1-on-1 with Konsa. Cuts in on the edge. Curls it towards that far right corner. Easy save for Pepe Reina, just slowly trailed on the ground to make an easy save. If he could have replicated his finish against Bournemouth at the weekend and gone towards the top corner, it would have caused a few more problems for Pepe Reina, but not in the end. For Pepe Reina, what a career he's had. Played for Liverpool, Napoli, Villarreal, Barcelona 49 times. Really, really well established goalkeeper. Obviously, getting into his 37 and hitting 38 in August. So he'll be looking to hang up his gloves very soon. As McGinn has it for Villa, switches it towards Grealish, asking way too much of the Villa-born, or the Villa through and through midfielder, but obviously born in Birmingham. Luke Shaw, just 10 minutes before additional time will be shown. Luke Shaw has a throw-in. Villa shouldn't be disheartened by this performance because, personally, I think this should still be 0-0 with that penalty, but I'm not the official, so I can't have a say on it. As Bruno Fernandes switches it to the right towards Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Keeps it in, has loads of time on the ball so he can find the right pass, and he uses, I think that's Marcus Rashford who's gone over to that right, so Greenwood might have stayed on the left-hand side. As it's Matic in between the two centre-backs, so you find Harry Maguire, brings it forward. Yeah, Greenwood has just stuck onto his left as Pogba looks for a switch to the right to Rashford. It's a fantastic find. Poor touch from Rashford, but the tackle finds Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Back towards Bruno Fernandes. Slowed down the attack once again, United. But found Greenwood in space. He turns on the edge, runs at the defence, has space to shoot. Good save, Pepe Reina. And Taylor clears. As far as Maguire, who wins his header but takes down Zamata in the process, so it'll be a free kick for Aston Villa, and I think a much needed one. Great turn from Greenwood and just ran at Mings, who just didn't want to close him down, got the shot away. Not quite in the corner as he would have liked, but still forced a decent save out of Pepe Reina to avoid United doubling their lead. So we reached out with Mings playing it to Trezeguet down the left. Let's turn back to Neil Taylor. Finds Grealish closed down by Bruno Fernandes and taken down by Bruno Fernandes on that halfway line on the left. And it'll be a free kick to Aston Villa. Bruno Fernandes conceding a few free kicks this game, but just showing how high United's press is in the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer way. As we've continued here with Courtney Hawes coming forward with the ball, has to just turn back to Conte. Douglas Luiz over to Mings. Finds Grealish, poor touch from Grealish, loses it in the midfield, and Bruno Fernandes sets off Rashford down the right. One-on-one with Mings, comes inside, still goes inside, brought down in the box by Douglas Luiz. Nothing given by the referee. That will be checked though this time, because that does look like a good shout for a penalty. They've got it on the left though with Greenwood as they do continue. Luke Shaw to Greenwood still. Rashford back on his feet. But I think they'll check that because Luiz did bring him down there and I don't think he got much of the ball. As Aaron Wan-Bissaka has it. Back to Pogba. Over to Rashford on the right. Cuts a cross in. Hits the side netting out for a goal kick. I'm not sure if he'll check that penalty incident, but Rashford was definitely brought down there. We'll have another look at it here. He cut in onto his left. Ooh, that's a shout for a penalty, that. I don't think the first one was a penalty. Not much in it, actually, on that angle. Depends what angle you look at it. Doesn't seem like too much contact, and the play has resumed. With Lindelof scuffing a clearance, he finds Zamata in the box on the left. Has to forward it back to Grealish on the edge. Back to Zamata on the left. Finds McGinn in space on the edge. Around 22 yards out. Strikes it. Big block from Maguire. Finds Luiz once again. I'll answer the question in the chat just in a second. Is Neil Taylor. Has it at left back. You feel Villa do deserve to be level at this point. The chances they've actually created haven't been too bad. As Zamata has brought down a long clearance from Mings to keep the attack alive. And he's brought down by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Didn't get the ball. The former Crystal Palace man. And it's a free kick in a dangerous area and a booking for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. What team do you support? Not going to say, just in case it affects anyone's review of any of my commentaries I do. I'm not commentating on the team now, just to back that up. But no, I'm just going to keep it quiet for now. But for today, I'll support Dortmund as I'm wearing their blackout shirt. So yeah, you can't really see it, but yeah, I get asked like nearly every stream as well. Funny. As it's Grealish and McGinn over it. Grealish, if he gets an assist, he'll be on 7 goals and 7 assists in the league. It's a decent angle. It's on the left. I think it's better for a left footer, and it will be McGinn who takes. No one clears it away, and it bounces off the boot, I think, of Courtney Hawes, and he goes out for a goal kick. Everyone missed it, and he just bounced off his foot. Well wide of the post, nowhere near the goal, but Aston Villa shouldn't really be too disheartened with this first half performance. They haven't played too bad, despite them being currently 19th and 1 point behind 18th and 4 behind 17th. So Solskjaer won't be happy with his team's performance. Yes, this will mean they're still unbeaten, and they'll be unbeaten in 17 games if they win this in all competitions. But he won't be happy with what he's seen as of yet. He'll definitely want more from his team. As De Gea takes the goal kick, and he finds Rashford in the middle with tons of space. Too easy for Rashford. And finds Fernandes on the right, and he goes one more to Greenwood, who will run at Taylor. And he'll run once more, try cutting onto his left. Good tackle from Douglas Luiz. In the end, falls back to Tyrone Mings, and back to Luiz just in the final third for Aston Villa. Finds a nice ball to McGinn in the middle. McGinn does turn. Needs to release it. He's got Pogba behind him and players surrounding him, but he gets it to Pepe Reina, who clears first time towards Konsa. He brings it down very nicely, Konsa there, on the right, just towards the halfway line. Needs to find the pass. Goes inside to McGinn. He looks for Zamata or Grealish, but picked up by Maguire, and Fernandes can run at the midfield and go towards the left to Rashford, but intercepted by Hawes. And Villa have the ball once again. Taylor, just before half-time. Can Aston Villa pull level? Trezeguet not able to keep the ball in from the ball he received off Taylor, and it'll be a Manchester United throw-in. Rashford has it. Does fall fortunately to Greenwood. Pogba. Fernandes. Finds Matic on the halfway line, bursts into the Villa half. He'll look to his left to Luke Shaw and Rashford, and he'll use Luke Shaw first. Inside to Fernandes, met by Hawes, and Grealish can maybe set off a Villa counter-attack. I was thinking of Aston Villa's last game against Liverpool. Like I said, in that game, they weren't too bad as well. They could have easily took positives out of that. I know they lost 2-0, but they held on for, I think it was good 60, 70 minutes in that game. So they should be going in with positives, and they have, and they've played well so far, for Aston Villa's quality, but unfortunate penalty given to United means they do trail in the 42nd minute as Matic has it to Pogba, just slowing down the game here. Manchester United, they don't want to concede a late goal before half time to cut out their lead. As it's Lindelof who will bring it forward and pick up the pace of the attack. Goes to Aaron Wan-Bissaka and makes another run Lindelof down the line, intercepted by Neil Taylor, the pass directed towards Lindelof. So United still have it with the throw. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will take. Already played 72 league games in the Premier League. Aaron Wan-Bissaka at the age of 22. Good amount of appearances so far for him. As Pogba has it to Matic. Matic around 30 yards out from goal. He's forced it to the left to Luke Shaw. Fernandes into Rashford. Can he find a second before the half-time break? Luke Shaw to Matic. Over to Fernandes. Can't find Rashford, but the deflected pass goes to Paul Pogba, fortunately for Fernandes. Matic. Just keep ball for United as of now. Just try to find the gap to try and find that second goal if they can. Wan-Bissaka into Rashford. Paul Pogba finds Fernandes, and here's the gap to Rashford on the right. Avoids the cross for now, but does lay off. Wan-Bissaka crosses it just to Douglas Luiz, who clears not very convincingly. Finds Rashford, who goes for a 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes, intercepted by Douglas Luiz again, and just toe-pecks it out for a throw-in for Manchester United. Still attacking the Aston Villa defence. United, and they've got Matic on it. To Paul Pogba. Goes for a switch to Luke Shaw. Poor control in the box, and El Ghazi can bring it out and clear. Only as far as Matic. They need to try and get a foothold of the ball, Villa. They don't want to invite any more pressure just before the half. It's Fernandes. Finds Luke Shaw on the left. Martial in the box, completes a 1-2 with Luke Shaw. Dinks it back towards Bruno Fernandes, who heads it wide and over. I said they were playing patiently to find the right chance to exploit the Aston Villa defence, and they did just that. Great play from Fernandes and Martial down this left. Nice 1-2 between the Frenchman and the Englishman, and then dinked it towards the penalty spot where Fernandes made the run in, and his header was diverted past the post. Better angle of it here. Got a decent head on it, just over the bar. Not far away from the Portuguese. Looking for his 8th goal of the season in 10 league appearances in the Prem. Has 2 goals and 3 assists in his last 2 games, and he'll have 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 3 now, including this one. His 4 minutes has been indicated as the added on time. Pepe Reina will clear. Towards the right where Rashford wins his header, but Mings can deal with it and clear. Along as far as Lindelof, who chesters it to Pogba. He heads it to Maguire. United regain the ball once again. David De Gea clears it towards Greenwood on the right, on the right this time. But Aston Villa come out with the ball and win the free kick as the aerial duel meant. Trezeguet was knocked down, so gone back for the foul. Despite all the good chances, the best they've had Aston Villa is hitting the post, but other than that, they haven't had a shot on target. Can they make this free kick count? It's on the left. It's quite far out, so it could be a floater into the box where they could use their height to try and put this goal bound. Zamata did score a header in the League Cup final against Manchester City in March. Can he maybe do the same again? He's dinked in towards Courtney Hawes, who heads it back in the box towards Konsa, but Maguire deals with it nicely and breakaway for Manchester United. Greenwood gets it off Martial. First time ball over to Fernandes on the right. In behind looking for Martial. He's made the run in the box. Just a little bit too much on it, and Pepe Reina comes and collects and rolls it out to Douglas Luiz, who can maybe kickstart Villa's own counter-attack. Luiz over to the left to Taylor. The counter-attack I think just died off, but there could still be attack on the cards for Villa if they move it forward quick enough. With Grealish on it. Met by Matic. It's a nasty challenge. That's got to be a yellow for Nemanja Matic. He's already made about 3 or 4 fouls. Yellow card for Nemanja Matic. Definitely was a yellow card that. He's done a few of them already, nasty challenges. He was injured for the reverse fixture as well, Nemanja Matic. So another free kick again for Aston Villa. They've got to try and make one of these count if they can. Thank you for everyone who's watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. That'd be fantastic. And a new episode of my FM Football Manager 2020 series out tomorrow. Make sure you're going to watch that because it's a big episode and we're very close towards the playoffs in that series. As Grealish will put that ball in. It'll be an in-swinger. Gets height on it towards Mings. Over everyone's head. And the Matic can deal with it in the corner. Has to clear it, Nemanja Matic, and does so down the line. Only as far as Neil Taylor towards the halfway line for Aston Villa. Finds Konsa to Jack Grealish. Down the line to Zamata. Met by Maguire, but Maguire, unfortunately for him, the ball, I think, just bounces off the foot of Zamata and it fell to Pogba. So, just got away with that one, Maguire. 40 seconds left of the added on time. Lindelof in his own half goes to his left to Maguire. Luke Shaw forced back to De Gea. It's a risky pass in the air and he just has to toe punt it out for a throw in. That's poor from Luke Shaw. Put the Spaniard under a lot of pressure in his 399th Manchester United appearance. And they take it quickly well. Ghazi's putting it across towards Zamata. Brings it down in the box. Cleared by Nemanja Matic in the end, but Mings has it. Dispossessed by Martial. And could there be one last counter-attack for United? It's Bruno Fernandes. Sets off Greenwood down the right. It'll be the last chance of the half. Greenwood over to Martial on the left. Touch. Back to Greenwood on the edge. Strikes with his weak form. What a strike from the 18-year-old. It'll be frustration all round for Aston Villa as they concede right on the 49th minute. But take nothing away from that fantastic finish from Greenwood. I said in the last game against Brighton that I commentated on, it is trademark Ole Gunnar Solskjaer play. Their third goal was very similar as well. Their third goal in the counter-attack where Bruno Fernandes and Greenwood all both linked up for that goal. And they've done it again on the edge. Power right into the top right corner on his weak foot. It's hard to believe this man's only 18 years old. 9th goal of the season in the league already. And what a bright prospect this man is looking for Manchester United. He's been linked to Van Persie-esque. It's more in the bottom corner than the top. But right on the 49th minute, Aston Villa will be frustrated out of their minds with that. They've been in the game for the first half, but that has really, really killed off any kind of chance of them maybe even picking any points from this. As we've hit the 50th minute, and I think as soon as they kick off, the half-time whistle will be blown. And it has been. Greenwood with major blows to Aston Villa's survival hopes and has cemented massive progress for their European travels that they want to be on next season, and they want to be on the Champions League travels, not the Europa League on Thursday nights. But it'll be massive frustration all round for Aston Villa. Conceding right before half-time, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be so happy with that goal right before half-time. It's what he's about, the counter-attack, the quick counter-attacking, not slowing down. As soon as you've got 4 or 5 players running at a 3 or 4 man defence, you've got to make sure that you exploit it, and United have done just that. So here's half-time. And it is Manchester United 2 and Aston Villa 0 at Villa Park. One end to the half. It was so frustrating as well because we were going to have a great second half at 1-0. But United have really put themselves in good control of this match now, going into the second half with a 2-goal cushion. Wow, Mason Greenwood though. It's just like he scored 2 fantastic goals against Bournemouth last week on Saturday. But my word, the power he generates on his shots on both feet, left or right, is just out of this world. Like seriously. But United do have their 2-goal cushion. If you are new here, please subscribe. That would mean a lot to me if you can get that to 390 subscribers before the end of the stream. Much appreciated. I'm going to turn the light on as well in a second. But yeah, make sure you are ready for the next episode of the Rise and Stop Counting My FM save. It's the last 3 games of the normal season, and then we've got the playoffs. So I really recommend you check that out tomorrow, and then Monday will be the start of the playoffs that I've already recorded as well. So make sure you are ready for them too. And then the next commentary as well, which is on the 14th, Chelsea versus Norwich. Big game for the bottom of the league and for the European places as well. So I'm just going to go into the light on very quickly. I'll literally be about 5 seconds and I'll be back. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that helps a little bit with lighting. But in terms of a Villa point of view, I think they can take positive from that half, for sure. But that penalty that Bruno Fernandes got and scored was just a little bit dodgy for my liking anyway. But after their Bournemouth performance, I decided to bring in Greenwood in my fantasy team, so I'm secretly buzzing about that. I put De Bruyne as my captain instead of Fernandes, and I swapped Fernandes from my captain because he was it last week, so that was a little error from me, but we move. Doing alright this weekend as well, to be fair. Could have really done with Fernandes being my captain, but like I said, we just got to move on from that. If you're interested in my fantasy team, I always show it. I love Fantasy League, I think it's great. There's the team. So there's the starting 11. Hopefully it focus. He's really focusing, but Nick Pope, Doherty, Van Dijk and Arnold is a back three, and then De Bruyne, Fernandes, Martial, Mahrez is a midfield four, and then a Greenwood, Jimenez, and Danny Ings up front with Button, Stevens, Baldock, and Traore on the bench as well. So, yeah, got a all fantasy league, especially when you're third. Because I'm in a league with my mates, and you don't want to be finishing bottom of that out with the 7 of us, and I'm third. So I'll take a nice top three slot come the end of the season. Top commentaries as always. Thanks, man. It is okay. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Thanks for the nice comment. Been a good game this so far. I've enjoyed it. Just waiting for that new subscriber. I would really want 390. But I hope you like the thumbnail as well. My mate made it. His link's in the description. It's just a bit different, more out there. I do like it. So yeah, if you do like the new thumbnail, let me know. But just that penalty, man, I'm just not sure on it, if I'm going to be honest with you. If you can just open a new YouTube, like if you're on Google, if you open a new tab, just check the penalty. If you just want to go off the stream and try and find the penalty, then come back and let me know what you think. I just don't know. The contact happens by Fernandes trodding on Konsa's ankle, not Konsa hitting Bruno Fernandes' foot like with his ankle, like kicking him over. The contact happened from Bruno Fernandes landing on Konsa's ankle. So I just don't see it. Just don't see it as a foul, if I'm going to be honest. But that goal from Greenwood, was just that made up for any kind of controversy with that. That is not for me. There wasn't really many complaints from Villa players though, other than Konsa really, but no, not for me. Sorry. Not personally a penalty. Good penalty though from Fernandes to execute it into the bottom left like it was a really good pen. No doubt Bruno Fernandes was going to score that in the minds of the United fans and players. He mugged the ref off big time. Yeah, but right, if you mug the ref off, that's fine. That's why we have VAR. So if the ref does get deceived by a dive or a soft penalty, VAR should be coming in and going, look, that's not a penalty. Too soft. Overrule it, everyone's happy. Obviously not the team who had the penalty and who lost it, but in terms of the fairness of the game, everyone's happy. But they barely checked it. I swear they checked it like once or twice and that was it. So they were obviously certain. But what a frustrating sign to concede a second as well. Right on the 49th minute they scored it. Great break from United. Fantastic break. But Greenwood showing once again how he can finish with both feet, not just his left. He can do it with his right. That power on the strike is just... They even give time Pepe Reina to dive properly. It was that quick. He just went past him in a flash. But they should have been closing down Greenwood anyway for when he had the ball. Gave him too much time to let a shot go. But that's why Villa are down there, because they're just not on it. And they haven't been for the good majority of the season. It seems like Roy Keane's having another rant about the Villa defending. He loves a rant, doesn't he, Roy Keane? Loves a rant. And I love watching him rant, so I don't complain about it, me. It seems like United are going to make their unbeaten streak from 16 to 17. No matter who you support, you've got to say that's quite impressive. But in the end, it's got to end at one point. But who's going to be the team who finishes it? But this is their 188th meeting between these two sides. So they have a history. They haven't played each other within 4 years before the season. But their first game against each other was 2-0 to Manchester United. They were actually called Newton Heath back then. That's where they were founded, and they were called Newton Heath. And that was in 1892, League Division 1 it was called back then, a 2-0 win. And I said this before, this is unbelievable. I wrote this down because I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe when I read it. It went, so from 1999, October of 1999, from April 2009, Aston Villa failed to beat Manchester United in all competitions, lasted 24 games. 3 draws, 21 losses. And they still haven't beat United since stopping that streak. They haven't won in a further 16 games in all competition, so they've beat them once in in 40 games in the last 40 meetings, which is just ridiculous on a different level. This will be United's 99th win, though, against Villa. Going towards the 99th win. I mean, the 100th win, sorry. But I remember the last time this fixture went ahead at Villa Park in the Premier League. I remember watching it. It was a Friday night game. It was like one of the first Friday night games ever, or one in a while because everyone was going on about it. And I remember it well. And Januzaj scored a 1-0 in a 1-0 win for United. I remember it because like it was just this big thing. Like, oh, there's a game on Friday. This never happens. And just Aston Villa don't like playing United. I think that's the only thing you could take from those stats. But I don't think Dean Smith will change anything too soon because the team was doing all right. It's just that United had that bit of extra quality and they just weren't good enough, Villa. Well, yeah, the kickoff will be very, very soon for the second half. Not far away at all. I can't wait to post the next 2 episodes of my Football Manager series. They're so good. The next 2 episodes are so good. Well, the next 3. I haven't recorded the 3rd one. But we're in the playoffs, and then we'll be starting a new season again. It's just exciting times for the series. So you got to be checking it out after this stream if you want something to watch. And the next 4 commentaries after this, in case you weren't here for the last few streams or I've mentioned it. It's Chelsea Norwich, which you can see. Let me make sure I'm pointing in the right direction, don't look like a mug. That's that over there. Don't know how to point the finger. Up there. Chelsea v Norwich, 8 o'clock stream start, 14th of July. And then we have Leicester versus Sheffield United on the Thursday, so this time next week. And then Villa, again, at home to Arsenal on the 21st. That's the Tuesday. And then there's going to be another commentary on the Wednesday. So busy times, which will be at Liverpool versus Chelsea on the 22nd. So that'll be in around 2 weeks' time as well. So, and then hopefully I'm going to try. I don't know when this will be. I'm not going to promise anything. But I'm going to try and get a video reviewing the Champions League draw that will be coming out tomorrow. I made a thumbnail for it and everything, so I just need to record it and try and get it out for either Sunday or some point next week. I'll just be discussing what I think and what I think's going to happen. I've got the thumbnail here. Just put it together myself. I'm not an editor of thumbnail, as you can tell by my Football Manager series. I don't edit it. I start my recording on OBS and I have to switch to Football Manager. But yeah, should be a good episode. It should be a good video of that. I want to try and make a series, and I might bring back one that I made when I first started this channel like 4 years ago, and the videos aren't there anymore. And it was called Football Talk. I just used to talk about football every week, so I'll probably bring that back. It'll be called Football Talk. But that Champions League one will just be like a video on its own, and then maybe in the upcoming weeks I might bring Football Talk back because I do enjoy talking football. It's fun. Because, well, the podcast did go well, to be fair, when I was posting them, but then the football came back and I just didn't have time. Yeah, 10 strong episodes of the podcast. I did enjoy that. My favourite is probably episode 9. And it's the longest one as well, 1 hour and 20, but we did, me and Harvey, who was a guest regularly on the podcast, I think he did every single one, other than the Scottish football one, where I only had Kenzie for that because he's a Rangers fan. Yeah, we went through the greatest ever starting 11 in the Prem, and that was fun. I enjoyed chatting about that. So yeah, but they're all great watches. Some of them are obviously a bit outdated in terms of what we were talking about, but still, a lot of them are very, very interesting discussions. But yeah, the second half will be underway soon. It's mad to think that this is the 38th commentary, or the 39th commentary on the channel. Mental to think I've done so many already. Actually, no, it is the 38th. It is the 38th. Well, second half will be underway in a minute or two. The Villa are coming back out for the second half. Trying to get the timer ready again. I wish I could do go past it so I don't have to keep restarting it at 0, and I can just go through to 40, to 68th minute and all that. Because when it hits the 60 minutes, it then turns to an hour and 1 minute, and I don't like how that looks. But I have to try and find an app that I can get that timer going like that. But can Villa regain some spirit to try and maybe nick a point from this game? It was very hard to do, because United have won the last 3 games in the league, so it'll be hard to stop that trail from going on any further. But we will restart the half with Aston Villa kicking right to left, United left to right. I think it'll be Grealish on the kickoff. The referee blows the whistle, and then go back to Tyrone Mings. He sends it right towards Zamata, who can't win his header on Rashford. Fernandez header can't be brought down, and McGinn has it for Aston Villa, and he passes it to the right to Konsa, who's just able to keep it in. And a throw in for Aston Villa on that right hand side. The time has begun. We've got Grealish on this right to El Ghazi, very compact on the right hand side, not much space for Aston Villa to move around in. And he has to go back to Konsa. Konsa back to Hawes, former Wolves player. Tries to go inside towards Grealish. Poor pass. United have it back with Paul Pogba. Goes back to Lindelof. He has time and space. What will he do with the ball? Goes over to Harry Maguire. Did score a 93rd minute equaliser, Harry Maguire, for Leicester a couple seasons ago. That game ended 2-2. It was in a Marco Brighton cross. As Greenwood has it. To Martial on the right to Wan-Bissaka. It's dangerous inside the final third. Wan-Bissaka deep cross towards Rashford. Konsa can hook it away to avoid any kind of attack from Rashford down the left, so they have to concede a throw-in instead. And Luke Shaw will take his time with the throw-in. No need to rush for Manchester United with a 2-goal lead. But Dean Smith, formerly manager of Brentford and Walsall. He was there for a while, Walsall and for Brentford, but ended going to his boyhood club Aston Villa. Took them from, I think, 16th in the Championship or 14th in the Championship to the Premier League, which is unbelievable. As Aston Villa win a throw-in as it's hit off Luke Shaw, as they were just battling from the original throw-in from Manchester United. Dean Smith will want more from his team. Obviously, putting a decent shift in the first half, but obviously, when you're 2-0 down, you're just not going to have to ask for more. As Douglas Luiz switches it to the left, looking for Trezeguet. He's put a lot on it, but will be able to keep it in on that left. Very much in the final third this time. Trezeguet moves away from Wan-Bissaka well and can lay it off to McGinn. He puts a cross in towards the Mata. Pulled down there, I thought, by Maguire. Lindelof. But nothing given by the referee. No reaction from the player as well, so he must have been soft. Was pulling him back around the chest, but not enough for a penalty. But it actually was Maguire in the end. I don't know why they went to Lindelof at the camera. Just holding back Zamata there. Luckily for Maguire, there wasn't much in it. But if Zamata made a bit more of a deal out of it, could have been an Aston Villa penalty. As a goal kick has been taken, and it's Wan-Bissaka on the ball. Inside to Greenwood. Finds Matic, who will be the one driving the attack, and he finds Rashford. Taking on Konsa, one-on-one on the edge of the box. Finds Matic again. Sticks down the left and will use Luke Shaw Down the line to Rashford. Can he get the right cross in? Cuts it back. Looking for Wan-Bissaka. He was looking for his first senior goal in his career. And he's diverted the header wide. What a chance. It's great skill from Rashford. As he crosses the first time, he cuts it onto his right, sending El Ghazi to the ground. And what a ball from Wan-Bissaka, and he has to make it 3. It's a shocking miss. It's from what? 6 yards out? Not even that. 5. And he launches himself with the header, but puts it wide. Never mind his first goal for United. It's his first as a senior professional footballer. Just couldn't quite put it in to the bottom right corner. What a chance though for 3. Trezeguet sleeping at the back post marking Wan-Bissaka, and he got away with it. As Villa do have the ball with a long throw, looking towards the Mata. Maguire deals with it, and Matic can help it on once more to find Bruno Fernandes. Lays it back behind him towards Paul Pogba, who brings it forward. Martial finds Rashford again on the left. Can he find another wicked ball like he did moments ago? Forces it back instead towards Matic. Pogba. Martial. Fernandes around 25 yards out. Tries to dink it back in towards Martial. Deflected. And Aston Villa can bring it away with McGinn. Dinks it towards Trezeguet. Can't bring it down well enough. And Matic can keep the ball for Manchester United. As he loses it to Trezeguet. But pulled back by Trezeguet. So the free kick was given in the end to Manchester United. That's Fernandes. On this right. Goes to Greenwood. Fernandes. Towards Maguire, who will bring it forward for United. Rashford. Shaw. Rashford. Maguire. Just all in this left-hand side. Far away from the box of Aston Villa. But a great ball from Rashford. Finds Martial, who's in the box. Had to go to the edge to try and find a pass. And the back heel that he tried didn't come off. And Douglas Luiz tried to lay off Mings behind him. Not on the same wavelength. And he gives a corner away for Manchester United. I was just about to say how United were just a little too far away from the box to cause any danger, but a great ball around the corner to Martial, who was in the box by Rashford, completely changed what I was saying. But a poor ball from Luiz, an unnecessary corner conceded, and can Luiz live to regret this? As Fernandes will look for his 6th Premier League assist. One arm in the air, in towards the back post. Reina comes out, collects nicely. And Pepe Reina throws it out, looking for a counter-attack with Grealish. Down the left, pushed over by Lindelof on the halfway line. And they look to take it quickly. It's Paul Pogba just stands in the way of the ball. Good old Sunday league football technique. Just stand on it. Stand on it. So everyone shouts if you give away a free kick. As Neil Taylor will take it in the end to Grealish. Inside to John McGinn. Goes for a switch. It's an audacious one to El Ghazi, and he forces it back to Konsa, but not before Rashford can get on the end of it, and he's pulled down by Konsa, who gave the penalty away for Aston Villa. Picks up a booking as well. Not great for Konsa when you've got Marcus Rashford running at you with all his pace that he has to his name. But Konsa joined from Brentford in the summer. So obviously, first season in the Premier League for Konsa. Doesn't have a goal yet, but does have 2 assists. I think one of those assists was a goal that he thought he had, but they ended up naming it to Tyrone Mings as he got the last touch on the end of it, so they gave him the assist instead. That was in that 2-1 win against Watford that I mentioned before, their only win of the new year. The last win that they have had. And Rashford has it down the left for United. He's got Luke Shaw forward to his left, but we'll go inside to Pogba instead. Goes to Greenwood. Oh, he dummies it for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka does use Greenwood, and he'll force it to Pogba on the edge. Tries to go for a dink ball, looking for Greenwood on the right-hand side of the box. Nicely seen out by Trezeguet, and a goal kick given to Aston Villa. Good thinking from Pogba. What was that? From Paul Pogba. Well, goal kick's given. I don't know what that was. Paul Pogba? Can't say a simple French name. There's a goal kick's been taken by Pepe Reina, and it's Douglas Luiz on it now. Like I said, formerly of City, was there for 2 years, didn't make an appearance, was on loan to Girona for the 2 years he was at there. their affiliate club or their Spanish club that City have parts of. It's Trezeguet. He's got it on the left from Grealish. He lays it onto the edge of the box to McGinn, who strikes. Poor strike straight into the hands of David De Gea. One of the easiest saves he'll have to make all night. No conviction on the shot or power by John McGinn. But Grealish did just break away with it, and did lay off Trezeguet. And it was a good ball from Trezeguet to find McGinn, but that shot was just dreadful from McGinn. Needed to do more with it. As United have the ball on this left with Bruno Fernandes. Goes for an audacious switch looking for Greenwood, but it's deflected, and the header away from Mings can only go as far as Matic on the halfway line. 10 minutes into the second half, or just under 10 minutes into the second half, and it's still 2-0 to Manchester United. Lindelof. Pogba. Lindelof. It's a short pass towards Maguire, and he can just about clear it away as Trezeguet was chasing him down, and Neil Taylor heads away the clearance for a throw-in for Manchester United. Taking the spot of Daniel James, Greenwood in the starting 11, and rightly so. Dan James was struggling for goals. He's got 3 goals in the league, and all 3 goals came within the first 4 fixtures of the Premier League, and since then hasn't scored a Premier League goal. Did get one in the Europa League against LASK, sorry. And they're 5-0 win away from home, but rightly so, Greenwood has taken his place in the starting 11, and United have broke away from that right-hand side where the throw was taken and released Shaw to Bruno Fernandes, who's still on this left-hand side for United. Goes to Matic. Wan-Bissaka on the right. He's got Greenwood, and he'll use Greenwood. He'll look for Pogba. He's got a little bit of space on the edge of the box. Finds Rashford on the left. He's also got space. He's got Shaw making a run off him, but he'll use it to put a shot in to the back of the net, but as I think a run was being made across the ball by Martial, it's actually come off him. I think he's trying to maybe put off the goalkeeper, but he's ended up touching it himself, meaning that the goal will be disallowed for offside. Or was it even Martial? Sorry, it was Paul Pogba. And it's just bounced off Paul Pogba's back to put it into the net. So it was offside, and no goal for United. I think Paul Pogba made a run thinking Rashford was going to dink it in towards him, but obviously instead decided to go for the shot, and it was going in, I think. Well, it was definitely troubling Reina, but bounces off the back of Paul Pogba to avoid a third conceded for Aston Villa. Looking for his 16th goal, Marcus Rashford. He's got the same amount of goals in the league as Martial. They're both on 15, being the top goal scorers, and they've won it back, and Martial could make it 16 with a chip that I think he was going to attempt on Pepe Reina, but a massive last-ditch tackle from Neil Taylor avoids that. And they won it back in the midfield. Pogba played it into Rashford and then across to Martial. Stayed on side. I think he was about to try and go for a chip on Pepe Reina. But what a tackle from Neil Taylor to avoid that from happening. And he does concede the corner eventually. Thank you to everyone here. If you could please subscribe if you haven't, that would be a massive, massive help to me. Bruno Fernandes will go and take it to the edge of the box where Pogba can get a strike away. Curls it into the bottom right corner. And there's his first goal in the Premier League. It's Fernandes to Pogba. That's a link-up that United fans will be very, very happy to see. And I think it's also an image that they'll be happy to see Paul Pogba on the score sheet. It was a great corner from Fernandes to find him on the edge. It felt like he maybe took too much of a heavy touch, and it seemed like Grealish was going to be able to get in the way of it, or maybe take the ball from Pogba, but stopped Grealish and let him take the shot. It was poor from Grealish. The tracking towards Pogba he was doing, just stopped and let him shoot, bended it around Grealish. Not even an attempt of a dive by Pepe Reina. And it's Aston Villa 0, United 3, and their dominance is showing again. It was good from Fernandes, but Aston Villa will be looking at themselves going, why didn't we just close him down, especially Jack Grealish? First goal of the season for Pogba in the league, and first in all competitions, as I think we've got a triple substitution or a double substitution for Aston Villa. I'm not sure. I'll have a look at that. They've definitely made 2 subs minimum. But what a goal. Pogba scoring from a Fernandes assist. But I think they'll be taking off their main players now, Villa, resting them for their next fixture. which is Palace at home, which you'll probably see as more of a winnable fixture now. Despite we've been 3-0 down in this game. Is they've restarted with United already picking the ball up from the Aston Villa kickoff. I'll try and find out who those subs were. They've just not put them on the screen yet. Try and have a look myself as Pogba tries to run away with it once again. It's Paul Pogba through the midfield. He got it off Martial and he looked to try and feed him back in once again, and a dangerous foul or a dangerous tackle will play advantage by Pogba, by the referee, sorry, from Pogba, as he did lose the ball and he tried to make up for it with a bit of a dangerous challenge on Tyrone Mings. So I'll try and have a look now at those subs. It was a triple substitution as they look to come forward here, Aston Villa, but they lose it to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who lays it off to Nemanja Matic. So it was El Ghazi, McGinn and Zamata off for Nakamba, Conor Hourihane and Keenan Davies up front as well. So I'm not sure what they're going to go with here. I think they've stuck Grealish out on the left and gone to a 4-5-1. So Grealish left wing, a midfield three of Hourihane, Nakamba and Louise and Trezeguet on the right still. So they're the changes. As Rashford's been given the ball on the left against Konsa. He's already on a booking Konsa, so he has to be careful with challenge. Forces him back to Shaw. Maguire inside to Matic. Shaw, Matic, Fernandes, just short to Rashford. And Aston Villa can pick the ball up. Louise, poor ball towards Hourihane. And Martial can bring it away. Fernandes on the edge of the box, looked to strike, but laid it off to Martial instead on the left foot, off the bar! From the tight angle, was able to get it past Reina, but smashes the crossbar, and so close to a fourth. It's been dominant from United in the second half. Took it in his stride, Fernandes looking for another assist, it hit the bar, and then bounced off the post. You can't get much closer than that, can you? What? That was ridiculous. Bounced off the underside of the bar and then off the post and away. And like I was saying, Rashford and Martial will be battling out to try and get the top scorer in the league this season. Obviously both on 15, but that was as close as you're going to get. As Hourihane wins a foul on the left-hand side for Aston Villa. He tries to take a quick one, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka in the way. Actually a throw-in. Jonathan Moss tried to communicate to the Aston Villa players. Hourihane thought he'd won a free kick, but actually a throw-in instead for Aston Villa. They did do okay in the first half, Villa. They had chances. They were getting forward, but which weren't taking them, and then defensively, it was costing them. But in the end, this second half, United had just gone up another gear and just really dominated this game. But United will be 5th, 1 point behind Leicester in 4th and 2 behind Chelsea in 3rd. And I think they'll be 6 points behind 6th, who I think is Wolves. So they're starting to make a gap between 6th as well, 3rd, 4th and 5th. And Villa will be 1 behind 18th and 4 behind Watford, who are in 17th. So looking more and more dangerous for Villa that they're not going to be able to stay up to this season once again. Straight back down to the Championship. As Grealish does have it on the left from this throw-in. Hourihane to Grealish on the edge of the box. Switches it to Konsa on the right. He's put a few good crosses in already today. That one's to the back post to Hourihane, who heads it straight into the hands of De Gea. Should have looked for a player in the claret and blue of Aston Villa, but in the end, straight into the palms of De Gea, and it was too easy for him to make, as Fernandes has back-heeled it out on the left, as Grealish has gone down with an injury holding his foot. That is something you do not want to see as an Aston Villa fan. He's on his feet, but obviously took an impact of some sort during that play. It's his foot he's holding. Obviously, he's a United target and they want to bring him in next season. He'll be more of a target if they get relegated as well, because Grealish will be looking at Aston Villa. He's 24. I know he's the captain, but he'll be like, I want to be playing Premier League football, not Championship football, and he's definitely the level at the Premier League to play at a top 6 side, in my opinion, when I've seen him play. Way too low the level Aston Villa is at, so you can understand why he may want to leave if relegation does happen. Hasn't scored since the 18th of January, though, in a 1-1 draw, and does have 182 Villa appearances. This is his 183rd. So obviously loyal, but maybe time to move. Even if they do stay up, I think it'll be time for him to move on anyway. Jack Grealish, as there'll be a double substitution from Man United taking place of Scott McTominay and Brandon Williams, but that won't take place as of yet. I think next time the ball goes off, that will happen. As United have been given the ball back by Aston Villa, as obviously Fernandes put it out of play for Grealish to get treatment. So it's Lindelof who has it. To Nemanja Matic, he can bring it forward. And bring it back instead towards Harry Maguire. He'll go for a switch to Wan-Bissaka, nicely done. Just inside the United half, they'll look to break into the Aston Villa half now, with Martial coming deep to Greenwood. Finds Pogba, now they're in the Aston Villa half with a nice switch towards Luke Shaw, chests it down, and gets past Trezeguet. And lays it back off to the captain, Maguire. Pogba just on the halfway line, towards Lindelof. Wan-Bissaka to Greenwood. Will we see any more goals for United? It's Pogba. Martial's tried to get him behind there, but Fernandes helps it on and does find Martial on the right, just on the edge of the box. Martial tries to get a cross in towards Rashford at the back post, but goes straight into the hands of Pepe Reina instead. Sorry, there's a fly there. And Pepe Reina can collect and clear for Aston Villa, and he wins a flick on there, Trezeguet. Nicely done to Keenan Davies. 1-on-1 with Matic. Many men behind the ball for United. Luiz to Hurahan. Finds Grealish on this left. 1-on-1 with Wan-Bissaka. In the box now. He'll look to shoot towards the far post. Didn't get the curl on it he wanted. Straight out for a goal kick and wide of the post. I think he tried to recreate the goal he scored at Old Trafford in the reverse fixture where he bent it into the top right corner, but that time didn't quite work out. If you are new, please subscribe. Let's try and hit 390 by the end of the stream. That'll really help me out massively. And like if you haven't as well. That'll always help. Football Manager episode out tomorrow and on Monday. 2 new episodes. You don't want to miss them. As it will be Aaron Wan-Bissaka being taken off for Brandon Williams. 2 assists in his last 3 games for Wan-Bissaka. Should have had a goal today as well as he headed home. Well, didn't head home. He headed it past the post, but was destined to head home. And Matic, who got a contract extension till 2023, on Monday he's going to be replaced by Scott McTominay, making his 24th appearance, and Brandon Williams making his 14th. Only played 26 minutes since a restart in the league, Brandon Williams versus Brighton. So we'll be getting another 24 minutes plus added on time in this game as well. As Lindelof has the ball for Manchester United, we do restart. Finds Martial in between the midfield and defence, and he can have a run at the defence, but brought down by a tracking Grealish. But no foul, says the referee. Said the Grealish won it fairly. Hawes has it to Konsa. Good tracking back from Grealish to win the ball back, but I thought he was brought down to the ground, Martial, unfairly, but the referee thought otherwise. As Konsa dinks it towards Keenan Davies. And he holds it up well on the halfway line and finds the right hand side of Konsa again. Over towards Hawes. Goes for a long diagonal switch towards Grealish. He'll be able to bring it down. He's got Taylor overlapping him, but he won't be able to use him. Closed down by Brandon Williams. Grealish needs to try and release it if he can find the right option. Still taking on Brandon Williams. Nicely done by Grealish just to lay it back to his defender, Tyrone Mings, not losing the ball there. He goes to Hawes, brings it forward. Courtney Hawes tries to go down the line towards Trezeguet. Easily read by Luke Shaw. His pass is danger, but McTominay deals with that danger well and is able to divert it back to David De Gea in the United goal. 140 clean sheets in 398 appearances for Manchester United. Can he make that 141 after tonight's game? As Pogba goes back to the Spaniard, David De Gea. 1 Premier League under his name in the last season of Alex Ferguson's reign as United manager in 2012-2013. There's Lindelof into McTominay. Finds Paul Pogba. Luke Shaw to Greenwood, who's I think found himself on the left-hand side. Goes into Fernandes. He's been a bit quiet for the last 10 or 15 or the last 10 minutes, but he's got it on the left from Greenwood once again. Goes with an outside of the foot pass, looking for Rashford in behind in the middle. Good thinking from the Portuguese, just couldn't quite pull it off, but You can see the creativity he has, and it really makes United look 10 times better as a team. They've been calling for that creative midfielder. I think all the neutrals were saying as well, like not United fans say, if you had a good attacking midfielder with creativity, then you probably do a lot better, and that's being shown now. Not lost a game while Bruno Fernandes has played for United. Obviously, this will be unbeaten in 17 as well, as Martial can't quite keep the ball in for United, and it's a Aston Villa throw. I think it's going to be a drinks break here on the 69th minute. Yeah, it will be. See how the fantasy team's doing after that goal from Paul Pogba. I knew I should have kept Bruno Fernandes as my captain. I changed it to De Bruyne because obviously Newcastle at home, you'd think he'd probably score, but he didn't, so that's kind of let me down a little bit, I won't lie. But, saying that, he's on 11 points, I don't know, would have been on 22, but oh well. That's what we do during the drinks breaks. We don't talk about the game, we talk about my fantasy team. A drink as well. So this will be desperate times for Aston Villa to try and get points in the last 4 games after this. Obviously 7 wins, 6 draws, 20 losses just isn't going to be enough at this level. But poor Pogba deserves a lot of credit for the way he's come back during this restart and just really got on with his job playing that holding role alongside Matic, and he's really got on with it. As Bruno Fernandes will be coming off now in the 70th minute for Fred. Smiles all around. Fred's laughing at something. I don't know what he's laughing at. Bruno Fernandes taken off. Got to be probably the best signing United's made within, the last decade. Like, in terms of changing a team who was struggling. Obviously, they brought in much better players in terms of when they weren't struggling, but because obviously United were at the top at the start of the last decade in 2010. But in terms of an impactful player who's just made an impact like that, Bruno Fernandes has got to be up there, surely. But he's been replaced by Fred. 28th league appearance for him. No goals or assists as of yet, but has been a fantastic player just doing the role that Matic is doing now. So it'll be interesting how they set up. As Brandon Williams has it on the right. Inside to Greenwood. Slowing it down. Yeah, if we can please try and get 390 subscribers. If you haven't, please just click it. It's in the bottom right corner. Just takes 2 seconds as McTominay bursts away. Got space in the midfield and uses Greenwood to his right. He goes inside towards Fred. First few touches on the ball for the Brazilian. Shaw. To Rashford. Just able to keep it under control on the left-hand side. In the final third, Fred. Turns and finds McTominay. Can he do much more with it, the Scotsman? Fred. Pogba. Turns. Finds Martial on the edge. Rashford. He had Luke Shaw on his overlap, but didn't use him. Turn back to Pogba. Rashford. Fred is the one who switches it over to Brandon Williams, who crosses on the right foot. I think it deflects off someone and Conte can help it clear once more. Bowling as far as Shaw, who plays it into Pogba. Tried to pull it back once more to Martial, just didn't quite get there. Mings was able to block it away. As Davies has it from a Hurahan pass, he holds it up well, but he's surrounded by United players, but he's able to get it to Nakamba. And Nakamba can find Grealish. Great play from Keenan Davis. And Grealish tries to go down the line towards Hurahan. Poor ball from the outside of the boot of Grealish. Out for a Manchester United throw. 17 minutes though to play. Plus added on time. Could we see maybe a Villa consolation goal, or will United once again keep another clean sheet and it'll be their 11th in the league? As Maguire has it on this left. Switches it. Well, doesn't switch, it just gets it further on the left to Rashford. Fred. I need to stop doing that. I'm dropping my pen. Do it about 3 times a stream. So Lindelof has it to McTominay. Just inside the United half, they have the ball. Luke Shaw. Back to Fred. Not really rushing anything in Manchester United, but they will be thinking in the back of their minds of goal difference for sure, thinking just in case it does become needed, then they have scored as many as they think they can. As Luke Shaw has it, not really doing much with it, Manchester United. Shaw back to Maguire. Over towards Victor Lindelof. Tries to dink it towards Martial. Dealt with by Mings, over to Taylor. Finds her a hand back to Taylor. Does keep it in on that left. Nicely done. Enters the United half and goes down the line towards Davies. Met by Lindelof. Good tackle, but wins a throw in Keenan Davies. No goals or assists this season. But did get a goal in the League Cup against Crewe. A 6-1 win. Then throwing in with Neil Taylor on the left. More known for breaking the leg of Seamus Coleman a few years back, if you remember that. Nasty challenge from the Welshman. As they have lost the ball with the Welshman, Scott McTominay can pick up the pieces for United and lay it back to De Gea, who clears first time. And he does find Martial. Keeps hold of it and gets it nicely out wide to Luke Shaw. And he sees Rashford making a run in behind. He's got there in the box on the left. He's got Shaw making an overlap and he finds him. What skill from Rashford. Shaw tries to find Martial, who was just about 8 yards out, but a good block from the Aston Villa defender. Make sure it's not a goal-scoring opportunity for Manchester United, but instead a corner kick. Odion Ighalo will be coming on for Manchester United. He's also looking for his first Premier League goal of the season. Has got 5 goals and an assist in the Europa League, but with 5 goals in the Europa League and FA Cup put together, did score in that quarter-final against Norwich. Can he come off the bench and score today? Won't be on just yet. They'll take the corner first. It'll be Rashford to do it. Puts it in towards Greenwood, headed away by Hawes. As far as Luke Shaw gets it to Fred. Back out wide right to Rashford, the corner taker. Just lays it back off to Fred. Victor Lindelof towards Paul Pogba. On this right-hand side, they've got it over to, can they cause another chance for United, or will they decide to just keep passing it around for a little bit longer? 76th minute, Luke Shaw has it towards Victor Lindelof. Bring it forward nicely for United and find Greenwood. Brandon Williams in a ton of space. He's got Pogba making a run in the underlap and he gets it to him, tries to pull it across goal, cleared away by Tyrone Mings. And McTominay will have the ball back for Manchester United. And over towards Harry Maguire, making his 175th appearance in the Premier League. Harry Maguire, great achievement for him. He played for the likes of Leicester, Hull, Sheffield United as well when they were in the Championship in League One. And it's Lindelof with it, or actually Maguire, sorry. Over to Fred. Martial's dropped deep for it. I'm presuming he'll be the one replaced by Odion Ighalo. And it looks like Dan James is also getting ready on that touchline, if I can see across the screen right correctly. Fred, just inside, or just on the outside of the United box, nearly gives it away to Grealish, but Pogba recovers it nicely to Brandon Williams. Greenwood tries to go inside to Martial, intercepted by Tyrone Mings. And Konsa now has it for Aston Villa. Hurahan to Neil Taylor on the right. Poor right-footed pass from him and intercepted by Luke Shaw. And he also takes down Rashford in the process, just on the halfway line, to give Manchester United a free kick. And it will be Martial to be replaced. So no goals for Martial in this game. Still searching for his 50th Premier League goal. Still hasn't found it as of yet. Was very close after hitting the bar in the post earlier on in the half. And then also Mason Greenwood. So straight swap for him, as Dan James will be coming on as well. Greenwood never lost when scoring for United's first team, and that's in 13 appearances he's done that. And he's been at United since the age of 6 as well. So great youthful talent being used by Manchester United. But they will be replaced by Agarlo, like I've said, and James, respectively. Dan James only played 37 minutes in the last 3 Premier League games, so you can see how much of an impact Greenwood's making. He's really causing James to reduce his minutes by a long, long way, because Daniel James has made 31 appearances in the league. He's nearly played in every single game. And Scott McTominay finds Pogba in the midfield, out towards the left where it's Dan James, and goes for a cross, I think, towards the back post of Rashford. Couldn't quite get on the end of it. Not sure if that was a shot or a cross by the Welshman, but a good start from him from the bench. Was played in by Pogba, got onto his right foot against Konsa, just in the box, tries to curl it around the back post. I think he was looking for Rashford, but just a little bit too much on it, and forces a goal kick. But just around over 10 minutes to go. Still Aston Villa 0, Manchester United 3. As from the goal kick, Pogba's won it back for United and it's now with Victor Lindelof. Maguire. James back to Shaw, just gets it back to Maguire. Decent pressing from Aston Villa, but fantastically dealt with by United, and they're away with Dan James on the left. He's got Luke Shaw making an overlap, but he won't use him. He'll keep coming inside towards the right hand side, and I think he's clipped by Nakamba. Now be a yellow card for the midfielder, number 11 for Aston Villa. Well done from Dan James using his pace to get away from the defence and the midfield of Aston Villa. Just clipped by Nakamba in the end. And it will be a free kick. Marvellous. Nakamba, that is his name. You did hear that right. Decent range here for maybe another Marcus Rashford speciality. Obviously, we saw the free kick he did against Chelsea in the League Cup, where he kind of knuckleballed it. That's the technique they say these days. The free kick straight into that top left corner. It was a fantastic strike by him. Can he maybe replicate that? Rashford looking to leapfrog or push forward on Martial in Premier League goals. They're both on 15. It looks like Rashford will be the one to take. Around 25 yards out. Rashford will take over the bar, but not able to get it back under the crossbar. And it goes over and out for a goal kick for Aston Villa. Expected a bit better there from Rashford, but you know, you can't get him on target every time. Aston Villa do have to play Palace here at home on Sunday. It'll be a massive, massive game for the survival strugglers, as Pepe Reina's goal kick again, won by Pogba towards Ighalo. Tries to head it on towards James and he picks it back up. Ighalo can't quite keep it as he's dispossessed by Douglas Luiz and Nakamba, and they can bring it forward to Keenan Davies on the right. He's met with Harry Maguire. He'll use Douglas Luiz to the right of him and get it in the box towards Hurahan. Can he strike it? He can! Wildly, but blocked by Brandon Williams and out for a corner. Probably the best attack they've had in this second half, Aston Villa, and it's took them till the 82nd minute to get an attack like it. Good block from Brandon Williams. That was going towards goal. Probably a save for De Gea, but you know, he wouldn't have known that. As Mings is in the box, 6'5". Can he maybe win a towering header? Put in by Grealish. Straight into the hands of David De Gea. Easy collection from the Spaniard. No troubles for him. He gets it to Fred, who's just got himself on the left-hand side, looking down the line towards Rashford, but Konsa's there to intercept. Finds Douglas Luiz. Switches it nicely to Taylor. Trying to adventure into the United half if he can. Hurahan. To Grealish. Does use Taylor on this left. Hurahan. Back to Nakamba in the midfield. Grealish on the far left. Dan James has moved over to that right hand side now. Did start on the left when he came on as a sub a few minutes ago. But nice little bit of possession for Aston Villa, which they haven't had much of. And Nakamba's forced all the way back to Pepe Reina. Thinks it to the right. Towards Conte, is able to bring it down. And has to hit it off McTominay to win a throw-in. Yeah, please subscribe if you haven't. There's 14 of you here right now, 12 now. And one of you definitely aren't subscribed, so if you can't, please do. It just takes 2 seconds. And there's 2 commentaries a week and 2 Football Manager videos a week on this channel. As Douglas Luiz is going to be brought off and replaced by Indiana. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, Indiana Vasilev. American-born, 19, joined in 2017 from the United States. Played a combined 41 minutes in the league so far. He's going to get another 6 minutes plus added on time to add to that. Central midfielder as well. Maguire's able to handle 2 Villa pressing men and can get it back to David De Gea in the end. He finds Brandon Williams. Obviously, it's great to see that he's been able to play right back and left back. 390 subscribers, whoever that was, thank you very much. If you just want to put in the chat you subscribed, I could say thank you to you personally. But whoever it was, if you're still watching, thank you. That means a lot that we've hit that tonight. As Nakamba has it for United, for Aston Villa if they've won it back from United. And it's Grealish on the left. Faces it back to Hurahan. Tries to find it in the box, but deflected by United man and cleared away by Brandon Williams, but stopped by Neil Taylor. And it goes out for United, throw-in deep in that corner of the United defensive area. And Brandon Williams will take it with 5 minutes to go plus added on time. United will be coasting to a 3 point at Villa Park. Make it 17 unbeaten, 4 wins on the bounce in the league. Brandon Williams throws it long down the line. Only as far as Courtney Hawes. Goes long towards Trezeguet, brings it down. Says the ref, well, they're complaining for a handball on a United player there, but nothing given by the referee. But they win it back, Aston Villa, with a throw-in after a poor pass from Manchester United. Nakamba. Over towards the left-hand side of Jack Grealish, obviously the stronger side of Aston Villa. Can he do anything magic with it inside the United half? Jack Grealish, still on the ball, lays it off to Hurahan. He's been okay since coming on. Tried to bring some kind of energy to the midfield of Aston Villa. Nakamba tries to send it down the line towards Jack Grealish. Doesn't take off a deflection. Straight out for a United throw. Throws it down to Fred. Heavy touch by Fred. And Jack Grealish can poke it through to Keenan Davies. In the box. Has to turn back and go to Grealish again. Kills any kind of meaningful attack. And he tries to take on Fred. Grealish gets it in the box. Goes out of play. Side netting. Goal kick. And there'll be a yellow card for Fred. I think he just clipped the heels of Grealish while trying to get that cross in, but obviously played advantage of the referee and nothing came of it. If you like the thumbnail for the stream, let me know. My mate made it. His link's in the description. Should be posting some videos soon. I'm going to be in a few with him. So make sure you subscribe to him and to me as well. And the Football Manager series playlist is there. 12 episodes now. There'll be another one tomorrow. And then the 14th on Monday. And then the 15th on next Friday, which is big episodes all round. The next 3 episodes. So make sure you get involved in that series. As Lindelof can bring it forward for United. Goes in towards Adi Nagalo. Drops deep for the ball. And lays it off to Scott McTominay. Inside the United half, he's going to look inside towards the Villa half, but he'll go inside to Fred instead. Back to McTominay. Lindelof. In towards Dan James. Fred. No real urgency from Manchester United. McTominay. Brandon Williams. To Fred once again. Passing play from Manchester United. Fred back to Maguire. Having to backtrack for the ball as Trezeguet pressed. All the way to David De Gea. Fred. To Brandon Williams. Wonder how much will be added on of this game. I don't think there'll be too much. But I feel like every game I'm watching the restart, there's about at least 4 minutes added on minimum every time. So we'll just have to see. As Lindelof has it and dinks it down the line, looking for Odion Ighalo. Holds it up with Mings and keeps it. And lays off Pogba. Finds McTominay. To the left to Rashford. He's got Luke Shaw over. And he'll use him on the overlap. Luke Shaw tries to cross it. Good block again by Courtney Hawes. Avoids a possible 4 for United, but does have to concede a corner after his actions of the blocked cross. Always a threat, them two, Luke Shaw and Rashford, down that left. They've done it so many times tonight, but Luke Shaw just not being able to find the right ball as of yet. With Rashford to take an in-swinger. 1 minute until the 90th minute we hit. Could they maybe secure a fourth? Rashford in towards, I think it's Pogba, but headed away by Hawes. Luke Shaw to Lindelof. Luke Shaw over to Fred. Pogba just all the way back towards the halfway line to Luke Shaw. McTominay over to Brandon Williams on the right. He's got acres of space to run into. And he used Dan James as well. He'll run at the defence, tries to get a crossing, comes off. I think that was Konsa, who's just had to go at left back for now, temporarily. McTominay to Fred. Over to Lindelof. Finds Maguire. On the left is Marcus Rashford. He has got Luke Shaw in support on the left. Will he use him again? He will do. Looks back towards Paul Pogba. Uses him as well. To James. Fred. McTominay nicely found to Brandon Williams. He lays it down the line and inside the box to Dan James. Tries to get another dink cross in. Blocked by Hurahan. And Grealish can try and bring it out for Aston Villa. It's Konsa messing around with the ball. And a free kick given by the referee on Konsa by Dan James. But they've just announced their man of the match, and I was going to give it to the same person. I'm going to give it to Mason Greenwood. Paul Pogba was also a good contender. He's been good in the midfield, but Greenwood with that fantastic goal right before half-time to pretty much kill any chance of Aston Villa forging away back into the game. And it was a fantastic goal as well, nonetheless. So yeah, Greenwood would be my man of the match as well, but Pogba was a close second. As Mings clears it for Aston Villa down the left-hand side. Cleared away and Pogba can come away with it, and we've had 3 minutes added on. We've played a minute of it already. It's Paul Pogba into Rashford in behind. It's a first time strike. Great save from Pepe Reina off his line quickly and avoids a 4th for Manchester United and a 16th in the league for Rashford. Pogba just completely outstrengthened and took Nakamba out of the game, and it was pretty much a 4v3 or 4v4. Found Rashford through the legs of Mings inside the box. It seemed to be a certain goal for United, but good goalkeeping from the 37-year-old means that it does stay at 3. And they find their way in the box again. It's Fred. Shoots. Blocked by Aston Villa. And Mings has to clear. The camera just switched to Fred in the box running at the Villa defence. Not sure how he got there, but he did. A minute and 10 to go until we've played the additional time. Scott McTominay has it inside the United half. Over to Lindelof. Finds Maguire. Fred. Nicely got to Luke Shaw. He's also had a fantastic game, Luke Shaw and Rashford down that left. Well, Rashford's going to look for a switch to Brandon Williams and he'll use him. Can they get one last goal before the end? They've got 45 seconds to do it. Williams forces it back to McTominay. Slowing it down, and they've got the right to do that at 3-0 up with 35 seconds to go. Pogba down the left, he finds himself, tries to get inside the box and gets past one Villa defender but can't get past the second. And Pogba's just going to steadily get back up off the ground. Aston Villa can bring it away with Trezeguet on the right. Brought down by Luke Shaw as he tries to get away. Pogba just getting back to his feet. I'm not sure what happened. He seemed to just stay down a little bit. I think he just got trodden on his right foot, and then the way that his right foot's landed on the ground didn't seem too nice. Could have been a question of a penalty there for United as he was brought down, but I think it's the way he landed on his right foot seemed a little painful, but he seems okay. As we have hit full time, it was Grealish down the left, couldn't do anything with it, and the full time whistle has been blown. it finishes Manchester United 3, Aston Villa 0 at Villa Park. Dean Smith will be very disappointed with that second half performance for sure. The first half wasn't too bad. They were unfortunate to concede right before half time, where Greenwood struck it home after a Bruno Fernandes penalty. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. But in the end, it is a fantastic 3 points for Manchester United. That means they're now 1 point behind Leicester and only 2 behind Chelsea and 6 ahead of 6th place. But like I said, Jack Grealish and Aston Villa played okay in the first half. Nothing spectacular, but we're getting up the pitch and we're creating a few decent chances, only half chances. And then the second half, especially when they had a 2-goal lead just before that, United just took control. And it's looking like desperate times for Dean Smith and Aston Villa staying in this league. Great progression though for United. It's their 16th win of the season in 34 games. 10 draws as well and 8 losses, obviously. 1 less than Manchester City. But they're now 17 unbeaten. Greenwood has never lost a game when he scored in the first team, and now that's gone to 14 games. Bruno Fernandes hasn't lost a game since he's joined the club. The team you want to be at right now in terms of form is Manchester United. Obviously, I'm not talking about the big players. I mean, just in terms of a squad of players you would want to be a part of United right now. On a great run, really getting back to where they should be this season. Obviously, they were trailing in the 6th, 7th, 8th positions towards November and December, but January hit and they just absolutely took off Manchester United. And they are deservedly right outside the Champions League spots. 5th could become one of them spots if City's ban is upheld on Monday. We'll find out the results of that. But tomorrow will be a Football Manager episode. Make sure you check it out. It'll be really, really good. And then another one on Monday. And then hopefully on Sunday there'll be a special episode. Not an episode, but a special video of me reviewing the Champions League draw. That is tomorrow, 11 a.m. UK time. It's on YouTube on BT Sports, so make sure you watch it. And yeah, I'll be doing a reaction to it. I'm going to try and get the video out for Sunday, but don't hold me to that. It could be next week instead. But from me, this is going to be the end of the live stream. Thank you for everyone who stuck around, especially for the last half an hour. We consistently had around 7 to 12 people, so that's fantastic. Before you leave, make sure you subscribe. That'd be a massive help to me. And be back for the next commentary on next Tuesday, which is Chelsea-Norwich. But for me, it's going to be a goodbye. United come away with the 3 points, leaving Aston Villa down in the dumps and struggling to survive this Premier League. United striding towards Europe. Will they get in the Champions League? We'll find out very soon. But for me, this is the end of the commentary. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you for the next one on Tuesday, which is Chelsea versus Norwich.